attributes of series object. Once we created the series objects, we can get the informations related to the series objects like its thing through its attributes. And the general form for using the attributes of series object is series object name dot that attribute names shows the attributes of a series, and index attributes is show that all the labels row labels of the particular series object, and values should display the values of that series object, and d type it so that's what is a data type belongs to the data it will be display, and shape means then written that uh, shape of that data, and n bytes means how many bytes allocated for each data is returned, and in dimensions it return the number of dimensions. Actually it's always written one dimension because it is a one dimensional array, and size also display the number of elements, and item size means it's the size of that the type of element in the series object, and has not a numbers functions that attributes is it will return either true or false. If it is contained that not a number value is written true, otherwise it return the false, and empty also whether the series is empty or not checked. If there is no element in series means it will return the true, otherwise it return the false. Let's see example. So first we are going to see how to retrieve the index of the series objects and state of the series object. See here the array is created well, and index or AB. So first printed that object on the series object, so it's printed like that index with the data is printed, and next I'm using that index attribute, so it only display the index what are the indexes in the series object. AB is displayed, and next values, so what are the values available in this object one series, 10 20 30 40 is displayed. And next types and size attributes, so t type means is return the data type of water type of is in that integer element, and item size is how many bytes allocated for that item, so say that a previous object we have taken, and see here object was display, and t type means what is the type is allocated in the values integers, so that data type is display integer 32, and item size how many bytes for into 32 bytes is 4 bytes, into 32 data types occupies 4 bytes, so for each element okay 4 bytes. Next shape. Shape means is how big it is, that is how many elements in the particular array, it include the missing and not a number values also considered as element. So see here array is 10 20 not a number and 40, so object is display first, and the shape you see totally how many elements, 4 elements, 10 20 not a number 40, so totally 4 elements, that is the shape of the corresponding series object. And next using the dimension size and number of bytes attributes, size is written that similar like a shape number of elements, and n dimensions is the number of dimensions, series always one dimensional, and n bytes means how many bytes allocated for each element. See here index a b c d, and data is 10 20 not a number 40, so n dimensions is written the number of dimensions is always series one dimensional, so one will be displayed, and the size is written that how many elements like a shape, and in bytes is written that how many bytes for required for each. So it is at it's a float, so float requires 32 bytes. So 32 for each for each element in the object 1. And next we are going to check the emptiness and process of not a number using empty and has not number attribute. So empty is used to check whether that series is empty or not, and not a number is whether that series has any not a number value or not. So here series contain the values 10, 20, not a number 40. So empty of course is a false because series object 1 has 4 values, so empty function, so return false. Series is not empty and has not a number. So it has one not a number, so it return true. And next one more functions count and length. So length functions return the number of elements including the not a number value. Count, it counts number of element exclude not a number. It does not include the not a number. That's a different. Length include the not a number values also, but count does not include the not a number. So see here, four values in a series of objects. The count functions return 3 because it excludes the not a number to only count the non-not a number values. So 3 values is display. And length it includes the not a number, so number of elements 4 is display.